Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I can't think of a problem that has ever been more common or more diversely complainted in terms of, I don't think that's a real sentence, diversely complainted. I haven't seen such a wide variety of summoners say the same thing in a very long time. But I've heard from some of the blubberiest of whales that have spent over $100,000 in this game say that this is absolutely horrible for the game and there's got to be some kind of resistance to it. I've heard from the freest of free-to-play players who, of course, are freaking out because so many are depending on the old system, which is going away, for clearing really difficult content. I do think it's worth noting, because I didn't note this on my last video about it, that Kabam isn't saying that hoarding revives in general is a problem, just if you didn't pay cash or units for them. So they have no problem having you buy 100 revives to clear the toughest content with, say, a Hercules, and then just spam it until you get them down. Go for it. It's only the free aspect than the concept of like difficulty, which is interesting to me because if Kabam really cared about making it to where their content was challenging and worth it. Imagine if you had like a revive or item limit like Alliance Quest or Alliance War. Imagine if you could only use 20 revives. They would sell more of the level 4 and level 5 revives because you had such a small number of item or revives to use, which would then decrease the value of, well, I guess in some ways, health potions, but certainly level 1 and level 2 revives. And then on top of that, you have this idea that it's skill-based. Because if you run out of revives and you haven't cleared the content, or run out of items, you haven't cleared the content, you're just done. You have to start over. Now, I'm not saying that the majority of people would want that, but I'm just using Kabam's logic against them in a way because they continue to say that it's about like having the rewards be worth the difficulty and the effort, but really it's about not wanting to give away something that they can get money for. And I get that. Like on paper, they're a company that lost millions of dollars last year, hundreds of millions of dollars, I think. MCOC, I believe, was still their most profitable game, was still profitable, period. But in general, like Netmarble, Kabam, hurting big time. Big time. With that being said, we have a suggestion from one of our very own that's been floated around and sent to me. And while I think an item cap would be fun and would show skill, I also get that it could still be bought with a goal of making money with top-end level 4, level 5 revives. I still think that's more fair, though, than currently the system. Newbie says, Dearest Marvel Champions, I propose to open a daily quest at 30 energy per path. It can be explored once for maximum effort, which I would love to expand on that in a second. But it can be auto-fought for 1 level 2 revive. So, look, I know that some of you are used to getting, I think somebody told me they get like 50 revives a day or something crazy. I can't verify any of these numbers because I've never come close to trying that or doing it. But you're going from 50 to 1, 30 to 1, 20 to 1, 10 to 1, 5 to 1, whatever it is. That is a big difference. But at least the auto-fight component would guarantee you a 40% health back level 2 revive a day. And this is certainly clutch for the people who have extra energy at the end of the month. Maybe they have extra energy because they just don't want to do all of the exploration of difficulties of the event quest, or maybe they've still explored all the event quest difficulties. And what I used to do is focus on class catalysts and basic catalysts, which I'll probably still do some of, but this would be where I actually switched my energy, literal energy too. So path 1, a 1 level 1 single revive. Path 2, 1 level 2 single revive. Path 3, 1 level 3 single, which would be what, a 60% revive? That would be awesome. And then 100% 1 level 2 team revive. So in all, if you do it and you include the auto fight, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 different single revives, 2 level 2s, 1 level 1, 1 level 3, and 1 level 2 team revive. I don't see the discussion revolving around potions, so I'm just going to hold them down. By the way, a level 1 potion is such a slap in the face and joke. That was also probably the main complaint I heard from so many people who were analyzing the news on their own end. Well, I want to thank this fantastic summoner newbie for the info and also that legendary profile pic of the Revive going into its own version of the blip, which is not something to laugh at, very depressing, but at the same time, it's a really cool looking design. I'm just going to call it like I see it. Have a great rest of your day /weekend, YouTube. Thanks for watching.